Throughout motorsport history, rain has been the great equaliser.
Here's the battle. Drummond trying to get back past Noah. And he's crashed with Verstappen.
It's what separates the good drivers from the exceptional ones. In the dry, you can rely on the kart. But in the wet, you rely on feel. It removes grip, punishes mistakes, and exposes every weakness in your driving. And that's exactly why every great driver has proven themselves in the wet. 4SS is an Australian entry-level class, which only amplifies that. One sealed engine, no extra power to save you. It's just the kart and the driver. You might be fast when you've got grip, but when the track is soaked and the grip disappears, there's nowhere to hide.
Ice on my face, whoa. Bitches tryna chase, whoa. I ain't never flake, whoa. Tell me what it take, whoa. Tell me what it takes, whoa. Grab the duct tape. We not the same game, whoa. Oh, I bang, bang, whoa. Don't wait the flying game, whoa. We too insane on these hoes. I took on my meds, you know. They mad on icy below. And the hoes are in the hoes. Big rocks on me, psycho. If you know what I know, I just hope. Big cut, so simple for me. How to design me, boy, I can't feel myself, oh yeah, yeah. She's a trend type, so I'm trying to power, oh yeah, yeah. Ooh, hit it one time, never mind. Hit it one time, need I. Fuck all these bitches in box, all of these hoes are hot.
Alright, so here's the plan. We're going to the Albury-Wodonga Kart Club for round 4 of the 4SS Trail. It's going to be extremely wet. We're expecting a huge downpour. We're going to need all of our wet tyres for this weekend. I've got a fresh set and a very used set, which I kind of use in dry/wet conditions. We'll need our snorkel, which is something which goes on the air intake and stops water from getting in the engine. And we're going to need our wet rain suit so that we don't end up getting completely soaked when we're driving in the wet. If you are new to this channel, I'm Harry and I started driving 4SS Go-Karts here in Australia with my younger brother, and we're competing in the 4SS Trail, which is like our championship that we do over the course of the year. I'm going to take you with me on this wet race weekend so that you guys can see exactly what it's like to race in the wet. So anyway, let's get in the car and head to the track. So we're on our way, and one thing that I've started doing recently is just reminding myself that I'm doing this to have fun, right? When you start racing competitively and you get a lot better and you start to fight for podiums and things, like, it does actually start to get frustrating. Like, you start to get disappointed when you don't, reach certain goals that you have for yourself, and you forget to have fun. So it's really important that I remind myself every weekend to have fun, and that's the priority. That's the reason I do this, and if it's not fun, then why do it at all? Disfruta la aventura, se queda entre nosotros, si mañana no nos vemos. We're in. Welcome to Wodonga. How are you going?
Good, man.
Good to see you. How you doing?
Finally made it, mate.
I know.
Hey, mate. Mission Patrol. I'd have kept the Mission Patrol, you would have got here on time.
The battery was completely flat. I was honestly like...
Making comments like, I hope the 4SS is better than it.
Oh man, I'm trying to get ready real quick because apparently they stop practice at 4 and it's like 3 o'clock now. So I'm trying to move all my shit. It's going to be one practice and that's it. So I gotta work out the entire track and my setup in this one thing. So we're getting ready, practice, and it's just started raining. I put on this, it's just like a flower pot over the air filter. We'll see if that helps. Hopefully my rusty brakes work. Okay, so we're going out for our first and only practice session of the day because we got to the track so freaking late. But yeah, on slick tyres, it is really wet, track's soaked, you know, you can see a bit of rain happening there. And you can also see how far past the apex I'm overshooting on the corners, and it's just because when you go out on slicks, it is so slippery. On the straight now and across the line, approaching turn 1. Huge lock up there. I nearly lost control and went off the track. Up to turn 2 now. Struggling for grip and onto another straight. Takes us round to turn 3. This corner is actually a banked corner. It had the most grip of any of the corners on the track, and yeah, even on the slicks it still had decent grip. Up to turn 4 now. And then turn 5, just a bit of a slight bend, that one. Nearly hitting the curb there. To turn 6, to the left-hand turn, and turn 7. It's a bit of a hairpin corner, this one. Onto the final corner, turn 8, and back onto the straight. And that's the track. So back into the pits, and you can hear what I had to say about the circuit with my one and only practice session.
Did you come off?
Good job.
Yeah. Right at the end, I almost had the whole session.
I nearly went off though a few times.
I'm watching you going into that turn there, just past where I was standing, and like you're at full walk and the thing's just going forwards.
Oh wow, I haven't done that in a while. Every car in that session went off except me, but I was being very cautious, obviously. I was good to at least get on the track and see what it's like. Really slippery because I'm on slicks and it's raining, but yeah, I've been pretty slippery, but it's good to get on there at least and try it out, you know. It's an awesome track. I can tell it's going to be real good. When you race slicks in the wet, they become really smooth because it just like sands it down. Yeah. If you've never tried driving in the wet with slicks, it feels like you're driving on ice. Literally no grip. You'll turn the wheel and the kart just keeps going straight and it will eventually start to turn. It's very different to driving in the dry, but it sort of gives you that base understanding of how the kart behaves in those slippery conditions. And then once you go to a wet tyre, you're going to feel like you have all the grip in the world. Definitely give it a try if you haven't done it before.
Is there a lot of overtaking, like good overtaking kind of spots?
You get drafting so you can run up to someone.
Yeah, okay.
Just 51-second lap times, so there's lots of chance to make mistakes.
If someone splashed water on the track, it destroys your tyre temperature, and you're nearly off with them. You're just sliding through the next corner.
Yeah. Some of the guys that die off the track a fair bit, they're bringing water on the track over there and over here.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, there's a new puddle. No.
All right, we're going for a track walk. Yeah, see what we can see.
So what you don't want to do, grass. Grass no good today. I used the top side, but then I ended up too far in the middle.
Oh, because it slid across the curb.
Yeah. But when I didn't use the curb, I could stay over a bit more.
Wait, hold on, what's going on here?
I'm trying to get the curb here. You're coming through here, you think, yeah, I've got grip. No, I don't. Some laps you do, some laps you don't.
Okay.
It's there. It's just like, and then this tightens up a bit here.
Yeah.
When it's a bit greasy, I'm pushed wide. I'm like, oh no.
Right, so lots of things to take note of for tomorrow. We're going to go have dinner now, so we're going to go to the local pub, get some food.
Fancy seeing you here. Oh, what are the chances?
What do you reckon?
Nah, it's not for me.
I'm going to go for a cider, I reckon. Let's get a pint of the cider. Thank you. Cheers. Cheers. Oh, chicken burger for Nathan?
chicken burger.
Alright guys, so I'm in my car. I've just covered everything, all the windows with like blankets and shit. Tomorrow Harry drives, but right now Harry sleeps. So I'll see you in the morning. Good night.
Good morning, and welcome to race day here at the Albury-wodonga Kart Club. It's looking real frosty out there. I'm calling it, folks. This is gonna be interesting.
It's the morning now. Now I'm gonna release myself into the wild. Oh, look at that hair. What is that? It's chilly. At least it's not raining just yet, but rain will definitely come. A quick laser alignment. Okay, well, I might steal your setup real quick. Everything's working. Because it's wet, what I've done is put on a wet setup. So I've got my wet wheels on. And as well, how it works when we run in the wet is we use this snorkel. The snorkel tries to stop water from getting inside the engine. The best way to set it up is to zip tie it to the chain guard on the back of the car. Even though the instructions tell you to put it on top of the engine, it actually doesn't work very well and water still gets in. So most of us put it at the back of the cart. That way it's more protected from all the spray and water when you're out on track. And what I've actually done is I've been prototyping this. It's a part I designed. This is something that goes on the end of the snorkel and allows me to choose where I want the air intake to take the air from. So I'm testing this today, hoping it works well. And if it does, I'm gonna keep prototyping it and people can start buying them, because without it, sometimes water gets in here. So this could be the solution so that we don't have to worry about water getting in our engine ever again. All right, we got the wetsuit on. It's my first race, or wet race with the wetsuit. I've been just getting drenched up until now, so this has got to be fun and exciting. Yeah, just switched the racing order. So now mediums are first. So we're going to be the first ones qualifying. Yeah, wish me luck. So now it's time to try and get the fastest possible time we can for qualifying. You can see as we go on the track just how wet it is. There's puddles everywhere, spray kicking up. Yeah, unbelievably slippery. Just always trying to make sure I leave enough space between myself and the cart in front just in case something happens, and that way I don't end up running into the back of them. And now just trying to warm up my tyres, scrub them in as much as I can on this outlap, and yeah, just hopefully start to feel the grip come in a little bit on the tyres. Coming into turn 3 now. See car number 4, Marcellus, is sliding quite a bit there. It's so slippery, guys, honestly. It was very easy to get a lot of oversteer when you take these corners. Yeah, Marcellus is just getting a lot of oversteer, the rear's sliding out. So he lets me through. He just wants to focus on his own qualifying, so we're just gonna keep going and hopefully get into a bit of a rhythm and set some fast lap times. Now this session is actually where I learnt the most about the track, and also I picked up on a few things that really helped me with the rest of the race day. The majority of the grip on this circuit was on the outside of the track. So as I'm cornering, I'm testing out quite a few different lines, just trying to work out where the grip is. And yeah, to my surprise, nearly every corner had significantly more grip on the outside of the track. It was almost like if I took a normal dry line, the front tyres would literally just slide and the kart wouldn't turn. But the minute it hit the outside of the track, the kart would then start to turn. Now, it's really important to understand that every single track is different. Sometimes in the wet, the outside of the track will be grippier. Sometimes the inside or the middle will be grippier. It completely just depends. Even though people tend to generally say that the outside of the track is the wet line, that's not entirely true. It was true for this track and in this scenario, but every track is different and there will always be different lines that have more or less grip than others. So rather than turning up to a wet track and thinking, I'm just going to stick to the outside line because that's the wet line, your main goal should be having an open mind and just trying lots of different lines in all the different corners until you find where the grip is. That's what's going to give you the most return and make you way faster than the other guys who just sort of stick to that outside line thinking that that's where all the grip is. Okay, well, so we're behind Jay now, car number 83. I was quite fast through this section of the track. I caught right up, oversteer a bunch there. That's why Jay's just got away again. But yeah, so there's some parts of this track where I was stronger and some places where I needed a bit of work. What I was doing wrong here was I was trying to cut turn 1 and then I'd end up in the middle of the track, and then I tried to cut turn 2 by staying as close to the apex as possible. But what was happening is I was actually just oversteering and getting a lot of wheel spin. I just wasn't aware yet that the grip was on the outside of that track, which was allowing everyone else to carry more speed through the corner. Approaching turn 6 now. What most people were doing was slowing down so that they can set up the next corner by keeping to the left of the track. But what I was doing was actually just keeping the kart more straight and allowing myself to run off into the middle of the track, slam on the brakes, and just because of where the grip was in those couple of corners, I was actually able to gain a lot of time on most other karts. And so now what I'm doing around turn 2 is going more so on the outside of the track, and you can see how much I gained on kart 83 there. I managed to carry way more speed through because I've got more traction, and that was sort of when it clicked. I was like, hang on, there was way more grip on the outside of that corner. Oh, accidental bump there. Need to make sure I don't slam into the back of people while they're braking. Is definitely not the best thing to be doing. But that is the end of the session. Let's go back into the pits and yeah, we'll see what I thought.
I got a bump. Sorry, I was trying to get back away. No, it's all right. Yeah.
So this is the first track I've raced in the wet, and the outside was actually way more grippy. So the minute I started taking outside lines, the car would just grip up, and on the inside, like a normal racing one in the dry, it was really, really slippery and greasy. And anyway, so yeah, just good information. Yeah, otherwise, no, I'm feeling good.
Good driving, bro.
All right, so this is the first heat. We qualified in 4th, which is a lot better than what I thought we'd do, so that's awesome. But now I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun.
Well, unfortunately, I actually didn't press record when we went out for Heat 1, so it kind of just ends here and then starts recording literally at the end of the race. Yeah, so very exciting race. Unfortunately, didn't record it, but let's have a listen to everything we had to say about Heat 1.
That was so good. That was awesome, man. It was so good. I thought you were going to get me, dude. You can hold it on the outside.
Can with the
Yeah.
First corner, I went from 9th to 5th.
Yeah, right, nice. Wow.
I'll finally make it in a video.
I know, man. Dude, that was like sick. It's going to freaking be awesome.
I don't know where you qualified, but I looked around and carry big piece straight.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's to go off.
Yeah.
We kind of did.
that the one?
Yeah.
I
know.
It was just like inside, outside, stay on the outside again.
It's like the whole lap.
Yeah.
The whole lap, I'm like, they're still side by side.
Yeah.
I still can't quite get there.
Yeah. It was crazy. Yeah. So finished P3. Oh wow, that might just be one of the best races I've had.
don't know. Looking back on it, the smart thing for us to do would have been just to sit behind each other.
100%. Yeah, I reckon we do that.
We learned.
I know. You've learned. I haven't.
We used to race all the time.
Yeah.
And then the leaders are just.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so hard to pass though, because the inside you lose out on the exit.
I still felt like the outside was grippier.
The outside blows.
Go see what the lights and the heavies are doing. They're just gridding up now. Where are you starting?
Starting off third.
Third, nice.
So heavy.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
You were fast, mate.
Cheers, man.
You were good.
Cheers. You can really hold it around the outside.
Yep.
So it's good. Like even if they come on your inside, you just stay out there. How'd you go? First heat.
Oh, I did well to about the second lap. I just wanted to bloody dry out because my tyres are pretty much screwed.
Heat 2. Let's do it. I just want to have fun. Yeah. I feel like when I try to reach a certain position, it makes me push too hard and I make errors. So, yeah. See what happens. All right. Going out to Heat 2 now. And the track isn't nearly as wet as it was at the start of the day, but there's still heaps of puddles. It's still very slippery, so we're all on wet tyres. Right, starting P4, right behind Raiden there in Kart 69. Heading to the start now, and we're off, across the line. Let's see how we go. Okay, we hold the line going into turn 2, but that inside line, again, kills a lot of momentum. Then we lose a spot to Johnny and a spot to Big Dog. So now we're in P5. Not the best start, but it's okay, we're still in it. Managed to catch up quite a bit with some late braking into turn 3. Pushing Big Dog through. Just want to keep up with the guys ahead. Get a heap of momentum on Big Dog there, move on the inside, and I think I've got the pass done, but I take the outside line. Big Dog cuts me back. Marcellus is having a look there, but can't get it done. And then Will, out of nowhere, just shoots through. So drop down to P6 now. Yeah, Will just got a mega exit out of that turn. Again in turn 3, making up a lot of time, just braking really late, which is awesome. Will going for a pass on the inside of that turn there, side by side. Then I go behind Big Dog, but I think just because him and his kart were a lot heavier, Will's ended up being able to get more speed and stay in front. Big Dog's still on the inside. I take the outside of that corner and then I'm able to just cut across, coming back onto the straight. So now we're back into P5. Skipping ahead, you can see Will and Johnny battling it out. Will's on the inside, but Johnny is hanging on nicely. Will just manages to get through though. Hoping that they keep battling, because now I'm starting to catch up to the back of Johnny in kart 33. Yeah, I don't know what it is, just turn 3, my strongest corner by a mile. I'm really able to close the gap just from late braking in that corner. Starting to look for a pass here. I want to see if I can cut through, keeping up and just hanging on to the back of Johnny's bumper there. catching up there and a slight oversteer. And then, yeah, I lose a lot of time just in those couple of corners there. You can just see that gap that's opened up. And then again, managed to close it all the way up in turn 3. So now we're right back where we started. Gain a bit of time there, but not enough to pull up alongside Johnny. And Marcellus, out of nowhere, he's got a really good exit and goes straight through. And Marcellus on the inside of Johnny, he slots through. I try to fit through as well, but I just wasn't far up enough, and yeah, Johnny's able to stay ahead. Johnny on the inside, turn 1, side by side going to turn 2. Johnny cuts back, he pulls into the lead, and then again, Marcellus's exit saves him and he stays in front. Some really awesome racing happening here. Having a look on the inside there. Skipping ahead again. Now back on Johnny's bumper. Having a look on the inside of this same corner. But again, that inside line is just compromising my exit. Jay comes flying through in cut 83. He locks up massively though, so I'm able to take back that position. Going back around turn 2. And yeah, this is just hectic racing right now. I think Jay's right on my tail, and I'm desperately trying to catch back up to Johnny. So Jay's on the inside there. I'm able to hold it on the outside just because there's so much grip on the outside of these corners. Yeah, literally side by side during that entire corner. Again, we're side by side. I take a lunge into this turn here just to try and stay in front of Jay, but it kind of compromises my exit coming onto the straight, and so now we're side by side. He's nudging the kart forward with his body weight, and then I notice that it's actually working, so I start doing it too, but across the line, Jay managed to get in front. Man, I can't believe it. Really good racing though. Anyway, let's go back into the pits and see what we had to say.
Well, I went all the way to the back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got turned on lap 1.
Oh, mate, I saw you nudging the cart. I was like, it's working. I better do it as well. I was like, all
right, so I finished P6 in that one. P6? I can't remember. No, P7. Finished P7, so I struggled to get past Johnny. Then I just kept losing all my momentum, and then I freaking let Jay through as well. I was trying to get past you.
Seen your nose a few times.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I've got no momentum. But did Jay on the back of you?
He got me because like I kept trying to go for you, and then yeah, and then he was able to get through because I kept slowing down. So
it started to rain again, so now the track's going to get really wet, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to work out what I'm going to do now, and then we'll go straight back out for heat 3.
The grid for this heat is based off how we did from the previous 2 heats, and now we're starting 4th. So, yeah, decent.
Okay, let's go, guys. Heat 3. Out we go onto the track. You can see how wet it is. The track is still absolutely soaked. All right, about to start the race. We're right behind Simon in P2. Up the straight we go. Across the line, and we're off. Will and Braden get a good start. Simon stays on the inside though, I'm right behind him. And again, I'm sort of forced to take that inside line with the Kirby's, but it's just so greasy. Just get a terrible exit whenever I take that line. Marcellus skyrockets through with Simon. They're side by side going into turn 3. Marcellus holds it on the outside really nicely. pushing Simon along there. Really don't want to lose the leaders. Just want to try and stay with these guys. Simon makes a move on the inside there, makes contact with Marcellus, and then I'm able to slip through because they lose momentum. And onto the straight we go. Now we're in P3, so yeah, really awesome. Made 2 spots there, but not for long, because coming into turn 2, again, take that inside line. I'm not getting a good exit, and Simon takes the outside line where all the traction is, and he takes back P3. Pretty good racing so far. We're not doing too bad. We've definitely got pace, and I think we can fight for the podium. Simon taking the wide line there, and I sort of gain a kart length or 2 on him. And coming into our favourite couple of corners, and you can see how Simon, he just takes that really far outside line on the outside of the track compared to me, where I'm sort of sticking more to the middle or inside. Yeah, the difference is night and day. You can see how Simon just sends it off into the distance. Skipping ahead now, Simon's caught up to Braden, and as we come onto the straight, he's going to start having a look on the inside. Under braking there, you can see we catch right up to Braden. Simon makes a good pass, make a move on the inside, but again, that gives us a really bad exit, so Braden stays in front for now. One thing I think I was doing to sort of make up the time that I lost was I would always brake in a straight line, and what that was doing was allowing me to keep the kart really stable. I think when you just brake in a straight line and don't turn the wheel, it means that even if you lock the kart, you're less likely to spin. So yeah, I just found that doing that, I had way more confidence and I could brake a lot later. Well, still behind Braden here, but keeping up, which is awesome. Oh, massive punt there. Definitely an accident. I think I just didn't expect Braden to slow down there. I'm glad it didn't cause him to lose control. Luckily, we're still all good. We're still going. Coming into turn 1, turn 2 now. My rears slide out and I spin. Yeah, that was frustrating. But like I've been saying before, that line in that corner was just so greasy. All the rubber that builds up on the track from karts driving around when it's dry ends up becoming a really slippery surface when the track's wet. That's why the outside line in this instance was just so much grippier than the inside line. Anyway, skipping ahead, we're on the last lap now and we're back behind Big Dog in kart 35. Having a look on the outside there, but can't get it done. Big Dog takes the inside line, sort of compromises his exit for the next corner. Then I'm able to sort of get a switch back on him, and now we've managed to get him just on the straight. Across the line. And that is the end of the race. Yeah, crazy. That was very hectic. Anyway, let's go back to the pits and have a listen to what I thought.
Braden, sorry mate. Sorry mate. I run out of rear grip. I can't go into the corners. Yeah.
That was chaotic. Yeah. I punted Braden by accident, and then I was like worried about that. So then I spun because I was like, I lost focus.
Everybody yelling freedom, but it said it's got a chain on the neck. We was talking revolution, say you're paying for a check. We was marching for a change, but they pumping up a dead, huh? Do you dance, Bible on the internet?
Is this the final? Yeah, this is the final. So it's really pouring now, super wet.
Okay guys, this is it. This is the final race and we're starting for P4. It's super wet now. You can tell by how much spray is kicking off the tyres of the karts in front. I really want to get a good start and try to finish on the podium for this one. So forming up now, we're sitting nicely behind Braden and we're approaching the start. Onto the straight, picking up speed now, and we're off. Again, Simon and Will get a great start, trying to push Braden through there. It's really tight going into turn 2, karts sort of colliding together, contact with Braden. We didn't get a very good exit, so now we lose a spot to Jay in kart 83. Kart 31 pulling on side, but we managed to go late on the brakes and we dive down on the inside to turn 3, but we hit a massive puddle. Then we lose a spot to Marcellus. Kart 31, Anthony slots on through as well. We're in P8 now, and we've lost a lot of places in this first lap, so really not a great start. Dive on the inside of Anthony there, keep momentum up, hit the apex, and now I'm behind Marcellus. Gets a better exit though, coming onto the straight, so let's see if we can catch up to him. Again, late on the brakes, going around the outside in turn 1, on the inside for turn 2, or Marcellus sort of oversteers there, so I nearly managed to pass him, but he gets a better exit still. There's a bit of a train starting to form here. We've got Marcellus, and then we've got Braden in front of us. Go on the inside, having a look there on Marcellus. And then going around the straight there. I think I've got it done. And then Marcellus, he's still there on my outside. He manages to get a better exit. Both of us go on the inside of Braden. This time I stay on the outside of turn 2, and now I managed to get a really good exit and stay on Marcellus's tail. So made up a spot there, and now we're in P6. We've clearly got the pace, and I'm starting to believe that we can actually recover this race. So we're just going to keep pushing and see how far we can get. Onto the straight now, right behind Marcellus on his bumper. Man, there's water everywhere, it's so wet. Marcellus gets a bit of oversteer there, still stays in front though. He always seems to get a really good exit out of that corner. Up to turn 3 now, making back that time, under braking. And both of us are starting to gain on Jay, who's in front of us. Approaching turn 6 now, right on Marcellus's bumper. Try to cut through the inside, sort of pushing Marcellus through. Then we managed to get a ripper exit onto the straight there. We've got the move done, moved up another place. Now we're in P5, and ahead of us we've got kart 83. Really happy with my driving so far, and the longer this race is going, the higher my confidence is getting, so I'm starting to drive a lot better as this race goes on. Into turn 6 there, gain a lot on Jay, make up a lot of time, and now I'm on his bumper. Going onto the straight, maybe a move will open up. We've also caught up to Will Wade in front of us, so kart 95 there, and yeah, definitely got some pace on us and just need to keep pushing forward. Jay tries to cut on that greasy section of the track, oversteers, makes contact with Will, just manages to pull ahead, and now I'm on the inside. Late break into turn 3, and just when I think I've got the move done, Will is still there right beside me, manages to take the inside line into the next corner, and he still stays in front. Turn 5 now, Will and Jay side by side, drag race to turn 6. I'd choose Will to try and push through, but probably the wrong choice. Jay gets ahead. I follow him through, and then he oversteers, and that allows me to get through both of them. And now coming onto the straight, I've managed to clear both Will and Jay. Man, we're getting a seriously good run in these few laps. But now I'm realizing we're in P3, and ahead of us we have Johnny, who's quite a fair distance in front, but let's see if we can catch up. Okay, skipping ahead now, and as we break into this corner, I've managed to close the gap, actually pulling the outside of him there, got a good run. But at this point, I actually wasn't intending on trying to battle him. I've got Will Wade behind me, and I want to try to work together with Johnny for the last few laps and just see if we can pull away from the karts behind, because when two karts work together, they tend to be faster than one. All right, cutting to the last lap now. Right behind Johnny on his bumper. Into turn 1, and then coming out of turn 2, Johnny oversteers, gives us the perfect opportunity to go through, and then we manage to take P2. Really lucky there. Now it's just a matter of holding this until the end of the race. Onto the straight. And wow, I can't believe it, guys. We did it. Finished in P2. Freaking unbelievable drive. I think that was honestly one of the best drives that I had done all season. So proud of that. We dropped all the way back to P8. I managed to end up in P2. I was celebrating so loud you can hear it in camera. And the reason is because Simon, who finished first, he was so far ahead that I forgot he was even there. I actually thought that I had won the race. Like, I thought that I overtook Johnny for first. But yeah, obviously, as we drive back into the pits, I see Simon just chilling there on his own, and I realize, oh wait, we finished second, not first. So really funny. But anyway, I'm so pleased, honestly, over the moon, unbelievable drive. Yeah, let's have a listen to what I had to say.
That was quite funny. So we finished P2, which is epic. That was a good drive. Like, I was really happy with that. I felt so confident in those conditions. Simon was so far ahead that I actually thought I won the race. And then I pulled in and I saw Simon, I was like, oh yeah. But no, P2 is still awesome, so pretty happy.
Well guys, what a crazy race weekend. A huge thanks to the Albury-Wodonga Car Club for the event, and congratulations to all the guys in the light, medium, and heavyweight classes. You guys raced unbelievably well. Thank you to Johnny for organising this 4SS trail, and thank you to all of the 4SS guys who came down and made this race weekend one to remember.
Wow, what a day. Freaking one set of tyres. How good is that? I'm definitely going to come back to Wodonga in the future. This is probably one of my favourite tracks. And this is some of the best racing that I've done so far. Like, I've never raced in rain that heavy. So it was really cool to just experience that. And to finish second in that final was awesome. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the content, write to me in the comments. Let me know what you thought. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one. See you later.